Hey everyone, this is Crimson Fox 45. How is everyone doing today? Oh, that is weird. Hold on, HDMI audio. This is sorry about that. Hey everyone, this is Crimson Fox 45. How is everyone doing today? This is Crimson Fox 45. I've mentioned my name 3 times already, and yeah, this is the Dealing Damage podcast. I think Baguette is a little bit delayed, but I'm sure he'll come a bit later. So yeah, let's kick off with some news. How was everyone's week and all that stuff? I hope everyone had a good week, and it's happy... it's the new year already. I was gonna say Happy New Year, guys. I was gonna say 2 things at once. So Happy New Year, everyone, and yeah, a lot of people have gone back to work and all that stuff, and yeah, let's get into it. Speaking about work, we've got some people that might not be going to work, so yeah, let's move on to some of our topics that we have here. I mean that with the utmost respect. I mean, because for our first article we've got here, Ubisoft unionizes is immediately... Sorry, my bad. Ubisoft unions is immediately shut down by Unisoft, affecting 71 people. So this happened this was posted about 2 days ago. So Ubisoft in Halifax is no more, basically. This is what this article is saying. So right off the bat, if you read that article, you would think oh, it's because they unionized and that's why they closed down, but that's actually not really the case in some cases. So let's just get into this a bit. Unisoft has closed another studio, this time shattering Canada's Ubisoft Halifax right on its heels of its unionization. Unionization. Per a statement to games industry, 71 people at Ubisoft Halifax, a 15-year-old studio acquired by Ubisoft in 2015 and previously working on mobile installments for for flagships like Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six, will be starting 2026 with a run in the job market. So just this week, Halifax team announced that its labor union, the first among Ubisoft in North America, had officially been certified after more than 6 months of organizing and red tape. So this was basically before they started out. Well, not really started out. I mean, they just formed the union basically at the beginning of this year or near the end of last year, I guess. Ubisoft says the studio's closure is unrelated to the union, instead pointing to broad and ongoing cost-cutting measures across the company. So it's not because of the union that they closed down, it's other stuff, I guess, that they closed down. So they go on to say that over the past 24 months, Ubisoft has undertaken company-wide actions to streamline operations, improve efficiency, and reduce costs. A Ubisoft statement reads, as part of this, Ubisoft has made the difficult decision to close its Halifax studio. 71 positions will be affected. We are committed to supporting all impacted team members during this transition with resources, including comprehensive severance packages and additional career assistance. So even though they closed down, Ubisoft is still helping out the staff, basically. So Ubisoft CEO, forgive me if I butcher this guy's name, Yves Guillemot, said in October 2024 that the company was moving to restore the level of creativity and innovation that built Ubisoft's success, in part through significant layoffs. So that kind of says a lot, in that one sentence, basically. I mean, they're trying to restore the level of creativity and innovation that that built Ubisoft's success. So basically, that can mean a lot of things. Maybe they want to employ better talent. Maybe they want to train better talent. We don't know for sure, but they are supporting the previous 71 people that were there, basically. So out of the 71, from this article that we just read, about I think it was around 64 people were up for the union, and then yeah, and then basically this is when the closure happened during that time, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, so as recently as October 2025, Star Wars Outlaw Studios Studio Massive rolled out soft layouts through a voluntary career transition program. So basically they're helping out some people, basically. So they're not like firing them outright because of starting a union, because that's kind of how the article gets you, but that's not really the truth. As part of its restructuring, Ubisoft has seen significant investment from Chinese firm Tencent in new subsidiary Vantage Studios, which is overseeing Pillar IP like Assassin's Creed, and which I've taken to calling Ubisoft too. Oh, this is the author talking, basically. But yeah, and generally when you read articles like this, it's not all what it seems. So they were closing down, but they were cutting costs as well. And the thing is, they are helping out the staff that have just lost their jobs now. So yeah, so that's kind of like the first kind of topic for today, guys. Let's see where Baguette is. Okay, I think he might still be busy, not too sure. Anyways, so yeah, so that's kind of like a sad New Year, I guess, for Ubisoft and Halifax, but they are getting supported, so that's good. That's good. So speaking about like layoffs and all that stuff, I've been playing a lot of games recently. So over the past holidays, I played Cyberpunk 2077. Oh my word, it's so hard to do this podcast without a co-host. My word. Okay, what was I saying? Okay, so I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077, and it's been awesome. I've been playing also Red Dead Redemption 2, and yeah, I tried to finish Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the most recent Tomb Raider, aside from the ones that are coming out next year, which is Tomb Raider, The Legacy of Atlantis. That's going to be the remake of the first one. But anyways, yeah. So I'm getting through that game, and yeah, speaking about games, games are great. Games are awesome. The thing is, these days, when games get announced, they in my opinion, they're overhyped, and then we don't what we see at E3 and the demos that we see are not necessarily true to what we actually get. So back in the past, I think it was slightly different back in the past, because games weren't as complex as they are now, and as demanding and as power intensive and resource intensive as they are now. But for example, let me give you a quick example. Like Cyberpunk 2077 started off really cool. They promised a lot of things. They had their first teaser trailer back in, I think it was back in 2013. I think I could be very wrong regarding this. Let me just double check, because I remember it was like a cinematic trailer just to announce the project. So let's go Cyberpunk 2077 first teaser. I think this was teaser date. Yeah, I was correct. Okay, yeah, 2013 roughly, basically. So I remember it was like really cool. So I wonder if we still have it here. Let's just check. I mean, not we have it. I mean, I wonder if it's still here. Oh my word, it is still here. Let's take a look at this, guys. So basically, what my point is, what I'm trying to get is, oh gosh, no, my oh, there we go. The point what I'm trying to make is, games, they promise a lot of things, and they look way different compared to what you get in the release. So I'll just show you this trailer, and then I'll get back to my other point, my point basically. Yeah. Oopsie. Okay, so let's watch this. Let me just drop the volume for myself, but just a quick just a quick note, you guys won't be able to hear this for copyright reasons. So this was the first Cyberpunk trailer back in 2013. Project CD Red. Just remember this part. Coming when it's ready. Cool, I want to play that. That looks good. Anyways, so yeah, the Cyberpunk we got back in Cyberpunk that we got back in 2017, I think it was 2018, was way different. Oh, sorry, it must have been 2020 or 2021, and you also have to take into account that there was a lot of mismanagement that was going on, and basically there was no communication within the team, I guess, with the marketing team, the investors, and yeah, there was a lot of misdirection there, misuse of funds there and stuff, and then what we got was not the full experience, and then what we have now, like almost like 10 years later to that date, is somewhat close to that trailer, I guess, but not as good as in terms of quality, I guess. Well, I can't really say because I've got like a 10 an NVIDIA 1050 Ti, but then yeah, I mean that looks really good. But anyways, yeah, sorry I'm rambling on a bit. So my point was trying to make was that this kind of like goes into the next topic, which is yeah, EA has already confirmed 4 games it's shutting down this year and are on the chopping block for Jan. So as always, this topic sounds a bit deceptive, but then obviously it's to get our attentions. But anyway, so the games that they're talking about that EA is going to cut for various reasons, because EA is mainly known for making sports titles, and yeah, so what they want to do is they generally have the cycle of where they do cut down some games, and they cut down their sports titles to make room for more sports titles, but also with that they actually cut down some of the non-sports titles as well. So the ones that are going to get cut down, unfortunately, is Anthem. I don't know if you guys remember that. Anthem is one of them. Sims Mobile, NBA Live 19, and Real Racing 3. So they've got the dates here. So Anthem, the server, actually it's going to be shut down like in excuse me, but January the 12th. Sims Mobile is January the 24th, and then NBA Live 29. Sorry, yeah, it is 2019, but it's 19 on Jan the 30th, and Real Racing 3 on March the 19th. So what they actually mean here is that the actual, because all these games are online, but the thing is you can still play them offline if they do have offline modes. Like for example, like Anthem, I don't know, I think it might have a storyline, a story mode, a campaign, so you can still play the campaign, just that the actual multiplayer servers or the online servers are going to be shut down. So you will still be able to play like, you know, like Sims Mobile, but the thing is you'll be playing it offline basically. Yeah. So that's what they mean by that. It's not like they're gonna like shut the game down completely and you won't be able to buy it anywhere else. But like, for example, what I was trying to say in the beginning, I know I rambled on a lot. Anthem, they started off like really good. I remember watching the E3 trailers like way back then. Can't remember when it came out, but I think it was 2017 or they advertised it for 2016 or something like that, and then it was looking really, really cool. And when it came out, I remember seeing some videos and game ranks, and then it was basically lacking a lot of what they had in the E3 trailer. The density of the population in the game, the graphic quality, the polygons, the lighting, everything was just like lacking a lot. So I don't know what the reason is why they're cutting down the servers here. I can only guess that it's underperforming, but unfortunately it's kind of sad that that's happening. But Sims Mobile, I did actually play that for a while. It was quite fun. But Sims have other titles within. They have got their desktop or their console versions of the game. So I don't think people are gonna really miss that though. Anyways, yeah. So Speaking about games that were shut down, I remember back in the day, like maybe like in 2007, I think there was a game called Wildstar or something like that. And then I remember one of my friends told me about it. Then I started playing it for like a week, and then oh no, wait, sorry, I got the story wrong. They told me about it and they said their servers were going to shut down, and then I played it for about a week, and then that's when they shut them down. I remember. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Yeah, so that was interesting times. But yeah, I didn't know like companies did that on a regular basis where they would just like shut down the servers. But it makes sense because they want to make space for new games and all that stuff. And oh my word, I forgot to set my timer. Oh no. Let me just do this very quickly, guys. Actually, I think we just got 10 minutes on the clock, so yeah, let's just go 10. 10. There you go. Cool. Yeah, so that is kind of interesting, I guess. Sorry guys, just give me a minute. I'm just checking some topics and all that stuff. Just checking the interwebs as well for comments and all that. This is why I need a co-host. So as always, we kind of have to talk about a certain anime. I don't know if you guys can guess what that is. So Hideki Anno says anime shouldn't be made with Western audiences in mind. Audience needs to adjust. So this is kind of controversial, so I don't know what you guys think about this. And I want my co-host to also give me his opinion regarding this as well, because this is the guy that made Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of the most, in my opinion. I mean, there are other like other, like, like visually awesome and stunning mecha and genre anime back in the 90s, but this was the most iconic because they just did the robots like very differently compared to what everyone else was doing, like Gundam and all that stuff. And it was kind of like dark compared to, like, Gundam and all that stuff. Not that I've watched it or anything, but I'm just saying from what I've seen and stuff. So so what sparked the statement? Let's read and check it out. Okay, so amid a historical surge in the global consumption of Japanese media, Neon Genesis Evangelion creator Hideaki Anno has pushed back against the idea of tailoring content for international viewers. That makes sense. I mean, if you're in Japan and if you're making anime and anime is based on Japanese culture, I mean, you won't necessarily want to tailor it for. Well, I guess. Well, sorry, I'm just thinking in my mind now. You can actually like tailor it for. It depends who you're making it for, I guess, because who your target market is. So, I'm guessing anime's target market for in terms of what Hidaki thinks for his target market is Japanese people, basically. So other people will be different, and then they will target their animes to like other audiences and all that stuff. But let's just continue reading. So in a recent interview with Forbes Japan, the veteran director argued that anime production should remain strictly focused on Japanese sensibilities, stating that foreign audiences must adapt to the work rather than the other way around. That makes sense, because if you start changing, okay, I understand I can understand it from this point of view, because if you start changing the medium, then it's not. Is it really anime after that? If you try and tailor that to another audience, and you start adapting it for Western audiences or for like an international audience. Like for example, if you start adapting the style or the type of storytelling or what's featured in the anime, I mean, anything can literally be featured in an anime, but the way it's brought through, the way the drawings are done, the way it's stylized, the way it's like put together, if that changes and adapts to Western audiences, then is that really anime after that? That's a good question. So this is Hidaki speaking. I personally have never created a work with the intention, with the international market in mind. Anno says, I can only make things that are domestic. So domestic as in like, where he lives basically, locally. So that's within Japan, I guess. The director noted that while movie studios were quick to ask about overseas potential, it was not something that he aimed for. His stance, he explained, was to focus entirely on making something that would be well received in Japan first. That makes sense. If, by good fortune, people overseas find it interesting too, I'm grateful for that, he added. And that's where we non-Japanese people come in. I mean, we find it interesting and we appreciate his work. I'm a big Neon Genesis Evangelion fan, Begetters as well. And I mean, he made it first for Japanese people, and overseas people enjoy it as well. Many people overseas enjoy it as well. But I get what people are trying to do. I mean, they're trying to target larger audiences, larger international audiences, and they're trying to capitalize on making it like easier to understand for international audiences, and obviously for profit as well, I guess. And his comments come as the Japanese government planned. And his comments come as the Japanese government has plan in place to aggressively promote its Cool Japanese initiative. Okay, so this is a link to another article, so we'll probably look at this a bit later. A strategy designed to capitalize on the company's cultural exports. Okay, that makes more sense. What Japan was doing and what Anno said as well. Despite demands to consider overseas demographics, Anno maintained that the integrity of anime lies in its cultural specific specificity. Sorry, my bad. Oh damn, my words today. Sorry, I just want to paste this in here quickly. Specificity, my bad. Specificity. Oh gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Specificity. It's cultural specificity. He suggests that the medium's reliance on Japanese language and emotional nuances make it inherently difficult to westernize without losing its core identity. A work constructed through Japanese thought processes is naturally difficult to understand outside of Japanese language. Anno said, "It's a drama about people acting on emotions rooted in Japanese thinking. People can understand that. I think it'll be accepted overseas, but I cannot adjust my work to fit them," he noted. "I'm sorry, but the audiences need to adjust to the work." It makes sense, because I know in certain languages you get certain words that you won't find in English. Like, I think there was a word that described like the need to buy books but to store them but not to read them. There's a specific word for that. I know it's a little bit different, but then yeah. The director cited his production of Evangelion 3.01. My brain today, sorry guys. 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time 2021, as an example in maintaining creative autonomy. The film, which earned over 10 billion yen at its domestic box office, was produced without regard for foreign profit margins. So I enjoyed the movie as well. So Anno Studios Kara handled the film's production, distribution, and advertising independently. A move, he said, insulated him from the external demands to cater to global trends. Makes sense. By making it essentially an independent production, no one around me could tell me what to do. Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate what he says there. And he said, "I like that I could take full responsibility whether it made a profit or not." And I pointed out that even industry giants like Studio Ghibli's, Hayao Miyazaki's operate with a similar disregard for... Oh no, I died! Okay, let me just finish this article. With a similar disregard for foreign markets, he argued that business teams should handle the conversion of a work into a global production only after the creative process is complete. Makes sense. I mean, once they do the creative process, well, I don't know what he means by... Okay, but this can mean a lot of things. Because the creative process could be just maybe just storyboarding and just fleshing out the story, basically, and having the storyboards ready and then adapting that to Western audiences, or just maybe just making the animatics. I don't know, but basically the planning stages, I guess. This way the creators, according to him, can trust their own sensibilities on what is good, instead of being burdened what may or may not click with international audiences. Okay, cool. So, addressing the broader landscape of Asian cinema, Anno credited the global success of Korean and sorry, my throat. Excuse me. He credited the global success of Korean and Chinese media for paving the way for Japanese works. He observed that previous barriers to entry for Asian content in Western markets have ended. The allergy to seeing Asian faces on screen has decreased significantly, Anno said. That's huge. Allergy? Maybe there's a different meaning to that. Let me just check. I don't know if he actually means allergy, but anyways. Maybe I'm mispronouncing this. Oh, it is allergy. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so sorry guys, looks like I've died. So, yeah, I guess we ran out of time now. Okay, I think we'll move on to the damage report. In a few. Hold on. Hey everyone, and we are back for the dealing damage report. I fused the two names together, my bad. So, yeah. So, yeah, I basically just spoke about these three things. Let's just adjust here. Okay, so. Okay, so Ubisoft, the unionizations of the Halifax Ubisoft. So, what is my take on this? I think people are seeing that in a negative light, but there are other things going down in the surface. I mean, of that. I mean, people. I mean, I think it's just unfortunate that people just unionized at the time when they actually were going to close down. But they are actually Ubisoft is actually helping out their staff, so don't be too mad about that. But I think just reading that off the, like, you know, just on face value, it looks like they reunionized, and then basically just because of that, Ubisoft closed the company down, which is not right. I mean, companies can't do that. So, but we know that's not the case, though. So, I don't know. I just hope people do have. Yeah, I just hope everything goes well with that studio, and the staff do find, yeah, better working, like, you know, not working conditions. I mean, they are getting like some help from Ubisoft, so they are probably getting training as well. So yeah, I just hope all goes well with them. But yeah, regarding this, I think I'll just damage it maybe like 10%. I think. Let's go. Sorry guys, that's a little bit slow. It's a bit odd. Okay, and then the next one is yeah, the games that died in EA. I haven't played any of the games aside from Sims Mobile. It was good. But yeah, I didn't know that game companies like just generally just like cut services like just like that. I mean, like EA is a big company and they do it on a yearly basis, but other companies they just really do that, I guess. But in EA's case, I can understand why they're doing that, because they're making space for their continuous sporting titles. So in EA's case, I understand why they're doing that. So for Anthem's case, I think, yeah, I think maybe just the play rate isn't good at all. Like I mean, just look at what happened to what was it called? Contra. Something like Contra, not Conan, I completely forgot the name, Contra or something like that. Anyways, I don't know, this is not really bothering me too much, so yeah, 10% as well. Oh shoot, sorry, my bad, I forgot to reset these bars, my bad. Just reset them quickly. Okay, now I can damage it 10% properly. There you go. And now, the issue with Hideaki basically saying that Western audiences must adapt to Japanese anime instead of Japanese studios adapting their anime for Western audiences. So, in my opinion, I think if they do start adapting, like, you know, works for Western audiences or international audiences, it kind of will change the essence of anime. So then what is it after that? So yeah, I agree with Hidaki. So I'm actually gonna heal that by like 100%. Cool. And yeah, that's the damage report for today, guys. Yeah. Yeah, so just on the top of anime, I just want to leave you guys with just one little note. So the prime minister, so Japanese political leader, Sena, sorry guys, I pretty botched these guys' names up. Takaichi recently emphasized that anime should be recognized as far more than simple entertainment, highlighting its cultural, economic, and this is a politician. Let me just get her name properly. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I just don't know how to pronounce that in Japanese. Sane, I think Sane. I think. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so Japanese political leader Sane Takaichi, recently emphasized that anime should be recognized as far more than simple entertainment, highlighting its cultural, economical, and global influence. According to Takaichi, anime represents a powerful form of storytelling that reflects Japanese values, creativity, and imagination, while also serving as one of the country's most recognizable cultural exports. She pointed out that anime has the unique ability to connect people across borders, languages, and generations. Through its diverse genres and emotional resonance stories, anime tackles complex themes such as identity, morality, technology, love, and loss, often in ways that resonate deeply with international audiences. So, yeah, this, she noted, is what allows anime to leave a lasting impression beyond the screen. Takaichi also stressed anime's importance to Japanese economy and soft power. From tourism and merchandise to global streaming platforms and international fan communities, anime has become a driving force that promotes Japanese culture worldwide. Yeah. Sorry guys, let me just switch this on so you guys can see. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so popular series and films often inspire fans to visit real-life locations in Japan, strengthening cultural exchange and global interest in the country. Ultimately, she framed anime as a modern cultural asset, one that blends art, innovation, and tradition. Rather than being dismissed as mere pop culture, Takaichi argued that anime deserves recognition as a meaningful medium that shapes perceptions of Japan and continues to influence global storytelling in profound ways. So, that's basically a politician in Japan, the Prime Minister actually, talking about anime is more than entertainment. So, yeah, anime is important. That's the point I want to tell you. That's the point I want to get, guys. Anyways, guys, yeah, today was a short, yeah. Yeah, today was just a short, dealing damage, podcast, and yeah, Baguette will be in next week's podcast, and he does does apologize for not being here. So yeah, everyone take care and have a blessed. I was gonna say have a blessed holiday, have a blessed weekend. Oh, I word my brain. It's the first week of Jan, guys. Forgive me. Anyways, have a good day.